in the community or a church in the city, according to Robert Linthicum, it refers to location. The church is there geographically. And you know, the community may not even know it's there. Sometimes, I don't know, Gasper has this habit of sometimes when he goes to a church, to preach at a church he doesn't know, never been there, he'll go down the road and ask somebody, do you know where the Seventh-day Adventist church is? And sometimes he's got some interesting answers. Seventh day what? No, I don't know of any church around here. So they're, in other words, so they're there. Nobody, they're not well known for anything. And it could be a commuter church. People just driving in and park their car and then go away after the service, and the community is irrelevant. And so there's little or no involvement. It's sort of like a fortress. You see the fort there? I don't know if I can get this to show. Anyway, in the cross, it's a fortress. And there's no mingling. Okay, the next church. Oh yeah, okay, well let's go back to Banana Breadville here. And I have the actual one. So it's like the salt is in the salt shaker, it's in the community in Banana Breadville. And it's up there if you can't see it well. And the salt is not going out of the salt shaker or mingling with any of the other ingredients in the community. So that's the church in the community. The salt shaker is in the Breadville, Banana Breadville. And then the next one. The church, what? To the city or community. Now this church has a conscience. It says, Jesus says we must go and preach the gospel, and so they said we're going to go. We're going to go out there and we're going to do something in our community. But it decides unilaterally. In other words, it decides on its own, without consulting with anybody, what the community needs. And it gets in the boardroom and said, oh, let's see, what should we do? Let's have a stop smoking plan. Let's have whatever, just anything that comes to mind that's a current program available, let's just do that. And then they wonder why just a few people come. That may not be the need at all. It's sort of like, it's like they don't mix with the community, so it's like putting the salt, just shake it on top of the community. Or even worse yet, what they decide to sprinkle on the community might not even be appropriate. I have here some garlic salt. So, let's put a little of that on our community, on our Banana Breadville. See how that tastes. It might even be inappropriate. So that's what happens when you're to the community and you haven't really mingled to find out what the needs are. You can do the next slide, and that's a better picture of the same thing. Okay, let's move on. And then there's a third church. The third church. The church what? With the city or community. Now this church is another matter entirely. It sees the mission to the community as a what? Partnership. It discovers from the community the burning issues. It knows, it starts to get acquainted with people out there. Like our friend here was saying, he knows the shoe person, or knows the government, or the mayor, or whoever. It's forming relationships, and it's saying, how can we help? Is there any way we can partner with you or support your program in this way or that way? And it asks what the issues are. What are their needs in this community? Please tell me. And then it brings the ministry of the church out into the community. Do any of you know any churches that do that? Any of you have church? Are you a part of a church that is doing that?